Welcome everyone. In today's video we're going to be talking about chemical services. We've gotten a lot of requests recently on this particular topic. For most people it's heavily tested, and to be honest, most schools do a very poor job of preparing you. Before we get started, let's take a minute and talk about how the actual test is going to play out. For barbers, most barbers will be tested on chemical services. Some barbers will not, and by some I mean there are some states which offer like a restricted barber license or a limited barber license. Some states call it a Barber 1 license. At the end of the day, whatever they call it, it's the same thing. There's no chemical services. Having said that, most barbers will not take that test. They will take the full barber license, sometimes called a master barber license. You'll be tested on chemical services. Likewise, cosmetologists. There are a few states which offer a limited cosmetology license. No chemical services. That's what the limited license means. Most states do not offer that. Now, before moving on, my experience after 25 years of owning and running a school is that many students would come to us who had one of these limited licenses, and after a year or few, 5, 10, whatever, in the salon or barbershop, they realized the people making all the money had the full license to do chemicals. They wanted to come back and get that license. Then they found out, to their surprise, the state required 200, 300, 400 hours more of school and another test. So I would tell people, my own students at my school, don't be that person 5 years down the road. You're already in school, stay the extra time, get the full license. But, you know, you do what you're going to do, okay? Let's move along now to actual chemical services, which apply to most of you. On your test, there are 6 chemical services. Number 1 is permanent waving. Most people know what that's all about. Number 2 is called soft curl perm. And number 3, curl reformation. Now, those of you who are old enough to remember the 1980s used to call this a jerry curl. It's the same thing, whether you call it a soft curl perm or a curl reformation. It used to be called a jerry curl. Now, jerry curl is a patented name. So when other companies use the same chemicals, they can't call it a jerry curl. They call it a soft curl perm or a curl reformation on your state board exam. Now, the 4th chemical service is chemical hair relaxers. The 5th chemical service is hair coloring. Kind of speaks for itself, hair coloring. The last one is either decolorizing or lightening. Now, most people would call this bleaching your hair to make it very blonde. The state doesn't like the term bleach. They will call it decolorizer or lightener. Now, all 6 of these, I could spend the next 15 or 20 minutes on each one, going over all the points on your test, because your test will ask you things like pH of all of these products, the ingredients in all of these products, the timing, the application technique, the counterindications on all 6 of these chemical services. And again, you won't be asked every one of those questions on every service, but you need to know all the answers. Unfortunately, to cover every answer on all 6 is 15 or 20 minutes per service. And we don't have an hour and a half today. We call this a short video. An hour and a half would not be a short video. That said, if you want more information, we have our booklet. I'm going to hold it up right here. This is not a textbook like you had in school. This is simply a question and answer book. It's very state specific. It gives you every question plus the correct answer that your state has asked in the last 6 to 12 months. Okay? This is a very, very complete book. Most of you will be suffice. This book will help you pass your test. Those of you who need more, we do private training. For barbers, it's 6 classes. For cosmetologists, it's 7, because the cosmetologist will be tested on more things. They will have nails, makeup, hair removal. The classes are done on the telephone. If you have an Android phone, it uses WhatsApp. An Apple phone uses FaceTime. It's the same either way. It's you and the instructor, the 2 of you just on your phone, so it's like you're sitting in the same room. 6 classes for barbers, 7 for cosmetologists. Now, if you want to order our book, you can get it by calling us at 760-534-4434 or going online. The website is long, but it's easy. www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com. If If you want to do the private training, you'll need to call us and schedule, because we need to sit down with our schedule and your schedule and pick out the 6 or 7 classes for you. So you can't do that on the website. Just give us a call, Monday through Friday, 9 till 9 p.m., 760-534-4434, Saturday 9 till 5, and Sunday we're closed. Now, do not let yourself fall into the trap. Schools, I'm sorry to say, set you up for failure. They skip over this, and the barber schools notoriously skip over this until exam day, when you suddenly find out you don't know 15 or 20 questions on the test, and that is more than enough to make you fail. So don't fail. Give us a call, 760-534-4434.